Welcome to This Week in Auburn Sports. I'm Eric Wallace, sports editor at the Auburn Plainsman. This is Justin Ferguson, managing editor at the Auburn Plainsman. And this week we got some pretty big changes. Obviously we have a new camera angle. Yeah, there's a new camera angle clearly. So, moving on, I know there's been some news in football recruiting.
Yeah, Auburn had Big Cat Weekend this last weekend. Big event. They only got one player to commit during Big Cat Weekend, and it was from Chandler Cox, who wasn't even there. He was just a high target for Auburn, number 2 fullback in the country. Biggest news: number 1 player in the country, Trent Thompson, visited. There were a couple of Alabama and Georgia commits that visited, and Torrance Gibson, number 1 athlete in the country, has Auburn as his new leader.
Just a little bit.
1A and 1B with Auburn and Tennessee heading into what looks like is going to be a pretty interesting summer and fall recruiting him. So Auburn, it was a very good. It had a great start in recruiting, and Big Cat Weekend just kept it going. Got some face time with some of the nation's best players. Keeping
on with the recruiting subject, Bruce Pearl, I know he got Kareem Canty to recommit for probably, I've lost count, the 3rd or 4th time, but it looks like he's coming to Auburn to play. I know he's a former Marshall player. He committed to Auburn, then committed to South Florida,
I think he's back
recommitted to Auburn. But I mean, Bruce just keeps it up, bringing in talent. It's looking like one of the more talented Auburn teams that we've seen in the last decade or so. It's been a while since we've seen something quite like that.
And going from good news in recruiting to some possibly troubling news in another sport, baseball. There's been some media reports coming out about an investigation into Auburn first-year baseball coach Sonny Galloway.
Yeah, there was a report by College Baseball Daily that reported, at first they reported a lawsuit from pitching coach John Foxwell against Sonny Galloway. That report was discredited and it's not true anymore.
But now they're saying it's just an internal investigation of the treatment.
Yes, there's been a lot of talk of mistreatment of players. You know, you talk to people close to the situation, and it's a really ugly situation for Auburn baseball.
Haven't been able to get a word from Auburn as expected, just an official word on it. So it would be definitely something to keep your eye on in the next few weeks because there's been a lot of negative attention toward Galloway, especially after the end of a 28 season.
Very mediocre year.
Some interesting events on and off the field that have people cause for concern.
Yep, and that's all we got for you this week. Pick up our print edition this week. We've got, like I said, we've got a lot of good stuff. The editorial and article on the national championship, and from softball, we have a cool feature on record-breaking freshman Casey Cooper. So until next time, this has been This Week in Auburn Sports.